My brother asked me to co-sign his business loan because family helps family. I said yes. Then I found his group chat where they were betting on how long until I went bankrupt covering his failures. Let me explain. I'm 29, software engineer, saved carefully for years. My brother Tyler's 32, has this craft brewery dream he's been talking about since college. Never actually did anything about it until last month when he showed up with a 47-page business plan. Parents were there, big family dinner, Tyler's presenting like it's Shark Tank. Says he needs someone with good credit to co-sign a $180,000 loan. Banks won't approve him solo because of his credit score. Some late payments, nothing major. Mom looks at me with those eyes. Your brother's finally found his passion. Dad chimes in. This could set him up for life. You do this for family, right? I asked to see the business plan. Tyler handed it over confident. I'm flipping through. Projections look decent, location solid, equipment list seems reasonable, charts and graphs everywhere. It even included photos of the space he wanted to lease. Corner location, big windows, exposed brick. I could actually picture it. I told him I'd think about it. Tyler's face fell, but he nodded. Said he understood that it was a big decision. Mom looked disappointed. Dad said to take my time, but not too much time because the lease opportunity wouldn't last forever. That night, I couldn't sleep. This was my brother. We grew up sharing a room playing basketball in the driveway until the streetlights came on. If I didn't help him, who would? But I'm not stupid. I did actual research. Called 3 brewery owners I found online, showed them Tyler's numbers. All 3 said the same thing. Expenses are wildly underestimated, revenue projections are fantasy land, and the location he picked has 2 established breweries within 3 blocks. One owner laughed when he saw the equipment budget. Said Tyler was off by at least $60,000. Another pointed out that the staffing costs didn't account for the reality of the service industry. High turnover, training expenses, coverage for callouts. I should have walked away right there. Red flags everywhere. But here's what made me sign anyway. Tyler came back 2 days later, alone. No parents, no pressure. Said he knew it was a huge ask. Promised he'd been meeting with a business mentor from SCORE, making revisions, and he'd give me monthly reports on everything. He showed me the updated projections, more conservative, more realistic. He'd added a contingency fund, even found a smaller equipment supplier that cut costs by $40,000. I believed him. We went to the bank together, signed the papers. Tyler hugged me in the parking lot, called me his hero, said he was going to make me proud. I felt good about it, like I'd done the right thing. 3 weeks later, I'm at Tyler's apartment dropping off something Mom asked me to deliver. Some container she'd made food in that she wanted back. Tyler's in the shower, music blasting. I set the container on the counter and that's when I saw it. His laptop was open, group chat visible on the screen, him, his 2 buddies from college, and his girlfriend Amber. I wasn't trying to snoop, but I saw my name in the preview. And once you see your own name in someone else's private conversation, it's impossible not to look. I scrolled up, 6 months of messages, Amber asking when he's getting the money, his buddy Kyle responding with, once his sucker brother signs, we're set. My stomach dropped. Tyler's message from the day before I signed, he's gonna do it. Give it 2 months before he realizes I'm not making payments. By then we'll have blown through the cash on the Spain trip and the truck. His other friend Derek, bet he covers it for at least 6 months before giving up. Family guilt's powerful. Kyle, I give it 4 months. He seems smarter than that. Amber, either way, we're golden. Brewery was never happening, lol. They were literally betting on how long I'd subsidize Tyler's life before I broke. Spain trip was already booked. Flights, hotel, 2 weeks in Barcelona and Madrid. Truck was a lifted F-250 Tyler had been obsessing over since high school. $78,000 worth of unnecessary chrome and ego. I took photos of everything. Every message, every joke at my expense. My hands were shaking. Went home, sat on my couch staring at the screenshots for an hour. Called the bank Monday morning. Asked about the cosigner release process. The woman on the phone was helpful. Explained there's a 14-day window where if no funds have been dispersed, either party can void the agreement. It had been 12 days. I submitted the cancellation request immediately. Sent it certified. Then I called Mom and Dad. Conference call. Sent them the screenshots while we were on the phone. Asked if they knew about the group chat. Silence. Long, heavy silence. Dad finally spoke. Said Tyler had mentioned I was being dramatic about risk and they should help convince me that Tyler promised them this was real, that he just needed help getting started. I asked point blank, did you know he wasn't serious about the brewery? More silence. Then Mom, quiet. We thought once he had the money, he'd follow through. They knew. Maybe not the exact details, but they knew Tyler was unreliable and they'd still pressured me. The loan cancellation went through Thursday afternoon. Tyler found out when the bank called to inform him the agreement was voided. He showed up at my apartment 2 hours later, screaming, pounding on my door. Neighbors came out to watch. He's yelling about ruining his dreams. How could I do this to family? I was dead to him. I'd regret this. I was jealous of his ambition. I opened the door, let him get it all out. Then I pulled up the screenshots on my phone and asked him which hurt more, losing the $180,000 or losing the bet about how long I'd cover for him. Tyler's girlfriend dumped him that same week when the Spain trip evaporated.